This presentation was prepared predominantly by Don Taylor. Don had such confidence in the information in the presentation that he promptly left for France. So Don's in France. I'm here. You get me. And actually, I did throw a little bit in here and there, but it's mostly Don. Vienna Wireless Society is a social club organized around the hobby of amateur radio. So, whatever reason you think you're here, if it doesn't include having fun, you're in the wrong room or on the wrong online. The idea behind the club is camaraderie with our fellow hams. We also like to give back to the amateur radio community and our local community as well. And sadly, at times we have to take care of our own when some of us become silent keys. So we'll talk about all these things this evening. And then doing radio stuff is really the predominant activity that we all consider to be what we do here with the club. But I can tell you that if you're at field day, there's way more yapping than radioing. And that's fine because that's why we're here. So if you feel like I'm just standing around talking with my buddies, you're doing exactly the right thing. So let's talk a little bit about this past year. Well, I guess we're still in it, but the past 8, 9, 10 months, whatever. Our membership is very strong at the moment. You'll hear more about that in a few minutes from Gene. We are always looking to add new activities to appeal to new members. Our monthly meetings had some great programs this year. Let's see, I actually wrote some of these down. Well, here we go. Oh, yeah. We had, among other things, our own Bill, W2WCM, gave us a great presentation on his de-expedition to the Faroe Islands. We had Ward Silver talk about grounding and bonding. We got an update on the emergency communications activities in Fairfax County. Our own Carrie, WA4BQM, helped us understand the current propagation and solar weather that's causing all these auroras. Show of hands, how many of you saw the auroras this week? Yeah, exactly what I expected. It was cold outside, wasn't it? All right. Yeah. Anyway, I saw plenty of pictures on Facebook, and it looks like it would have been pretty neat if I'd, say, driven to Shenandoah Valley or something. Anyway, if you did not see the presentation that Carrie gave, it and all of our other presentations are online. Be sure and check it out. It's a fascinating piece of information. Repeater upgrades, new hardware. We got new repeaters, and we've continued to upgrade some of the older equipment that's in our repeater infrastructure. So looked for improvements in repeater performance over the course of the next coming year as well. How many people here have taken advantage of the VWS antenna team? How many have not? Really? Okay. You're going to need them sooner or later. I guarantee you it's much easier to call in the antenna team than it is to go climb up in a pine tree that's occupied by rodents of some fashion or another and try and string up your own antenna. So I would highly encourage you to take advantage of the team. And Mike tells me that they're almost book solid with activity now that the leaves have come off the trees. So that, it's a little bit easier, obviously, to string an antenna in a tree when the leaves aren't in the way. So if you have a need coming up for the antenna team, get in the queue because it's going to be a while. In terms of our maker group, now, I did not write this line. Don wrote it. I don't know what it means, so I'll just read it. Relative to the maker group, he says, an intimate sharing of projects, failures, hopes, and dreams. I don't do maker stuff because it's specifically written into my contract that I am not allowed to hold a hot soldering iron. And so that really restricts my ability to do a lot of this stuff. So Don, on the other hand, does participate. I'm not sure how often the things he builds work, but I think that may be kind of what he's referring to here. And in terms of operating events, we had some great events this year. Field Day was fantastic despite the hot weather. We had a wonderful cooling tent provided by the local CERT team. Thank you, guys. And the opposite of that, we did Winter Field Day this year as well, and we had a heated tent provided by the local CERT team. So there's nothing better than sitting in a heated tent in January making contacts all over the world, except for maybe doing it from your own house, but that's another thing altogether. In terms of service events, we try and make our world a better place. We most recently helped support the Halloween parade, and we've, I guess, got another opportunity coming up. There's a turkey trot happening in Vienna the Sunday before Thanksgiving, I believe it is. So check that out on the website. Here's a few photos of some of the stuff we've done. On the upper left, that's the guys at the Halloween parade. There in the middle upper section is W2WCM and K4EWR operating from the heated tent in January. On the right-hand side, this is the single most important thing that this club does that you can experience as a club member, and that is to have an omelet made by Ron Payne on Sunday morning at Field Day. And I don't know if you guys in the back can see that, but he is flipping the omelet, and it's pretty darn cool. Lower left, that's Mike Danhart. Mike is one of our hardest working volunteers in the club. And in that particular photo, he's helping to corral the outdoor vendors at Winterfest back in March, right here at Oakton High School. Next time you see Mike, thank him for all the hard work that he does for us. And on the right, lower right there, the fellow in the dainty green shirt, that's Lee Garlock, who is, again, one of our most valuable volunteer members of the club. Lee's selling some choice vintage hardware at Winterfest in that photo. So VWS is basically about you. This club exists for you guys. As much fun as it is for us to run it, we really like for you to have a good time being a part of it. So we've got a number of volunteers that are listed up here. And at first, Don said, read all the names. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. It's going to take a while. And then I thought, you know what? If I do it fast enough, I think I can. So we're going to try it out here and see what happens. So let's see. Somebody want to time me? Okay. Secretary Steve Nagy. Treasurer Nathan McCarty and Tyler. Membership herder Gene Rosenbluth. And Steve Nagy is his assistant. Monthly meeting program coordinators. Lou, that's me. Lee Garlock. Public service do something good. That's Mike Danhart, assisted by Mike Magnotti. Mentor, antenna team lead, and world leader Mike Imany. Public Information Officer John Heige is here tonight. Maker Committee Chair Dean Soulays, I believe is how you say his name. Net Controllers. These guys are on every Monday night, and if you haven't joined the Monday Night Net, we've had some great nets lately. You really need to tune in. So first of all, me, Don, Mike, Nancy, Bill, Dean. Club Station. We have a club station that's almost ready to go. You'll be hearing about that soon. And the club station is located at the American Legion Post in Vienna. Dean and Mike Magnotti are working on that. And then support for the local scouting community, or as my son refers to them, the Wiener Scouts. He was when he was what do you call it, an eagle. The lesser scouts were referred to as Wiener Scouts. So we do a lot for that community as well. And those folks will all become hams someday, because it's just hardwired into their systems. There's another page. There's even more. Our SK Consignment Committee and Scholarship Fund folks, Scott Johnson and Lee Garlock. Our property manager, Lou Mead, here tonight. QSL manager. If you don't know what a QSL manager is, you can go back and watch the presentation done by Ron called The Art of the QSL. And you'll learn all about QSLing and what our QSL manager does for our club members. That's Terry Hines. Repeater trustees, Mike Magnotti and Franco Basti. The guy I'm sitting next to here, the magician of all things audio, visual, video, net club posting, whatever, Jacek Razakowski?
Radzikovski.
Okay, Razakowski. Sorry. Close enough. All right. Lou Mead and Mike Provenzano, who is here. Yes, okay. Our Facebooker, Ryan McGough. Our MCOM community point of contact, Mark Corning. Oh, nutrition. Okay. To refer to our food as nutrition is probably a bit of a misnomer. For those of you who live on a plant-based diet or are aware of what good nutrition is all about, the back of the room is not necessarily the best example to show you. However, it's good pizza, and I had some of it myself already, so I highly recommend taking advantage of it. And let's definitely recognize our fooders, Steve Cardy and Rebecca Kobe, who's here now. We've got a web team. It's a bunch of folks. Jeff Baker, some guy, I don't know who that is. Cliff Malk, Depeche Misra, I think it is. Micah, and Tyler. These guys, apparently, most of them work for a living, except Micah. I don't think he works. You work for a living too? Okay, even Micah does. So they work for a living, which makes it very difficult for them to keep up with all the web stuff because we throw a lot at them. So we really appreciate the extra effort that they make to keep us updated. But if you're a webby person and you like doing webby stuff and you'd like to help the club out, we would love to have you join the team. And then this says that Sean Wahlberg is a consultant. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's in here, so there you go. Oh, and this is very exciting. Our post office guy is here tonight, Mitch. Where are you hiding? There we go. Believe it or not, we get stuff in the mail. We get checks, we get donations, we get what's the word I want to use? Citations. I think we get citations for bad things. I don't know. Anyway, it all shows up in our mailbox at a post office. Hello, in Vienna. Mitch goes and gets it, and then figures out who should have it. All right, what are we going to do next year? Well, we're going to have a lot of cool meetings. We're going to do lots of exciting things. But honestly, we can't do it without you guys. Hopefully you've come to the conclusion that that's true this evening. Next year, we're going to have Winterfest in March. We're going to have field days maybe in January, for sure in June. We're going to have a couple of picnics in the spring and the fall. Who's been to a picnic this year? What's the matter with the rest of you? It's free food on a Saturday morning. Come on. And it usually doesn't rain. And when it does, what do we have, Mike? We have umbrellas. Very good. All right. We're going to have some great monthly meetings, including some of the topics that have been brought up this evening. We every Tuesday at 11:30-ish, 11-ish, whatever, we have in-person QSOs at PJ Skidoo's in Fairfax. Even if you work for a living, you can take a day off and come and join us one Tuesday at PJ Skidoo's. It's very exciting. We talk about a whole bunch of stuff, some of which is ham radio related. So I would encourage you to drop in sometime. Tuesday was Veterans Day. We had a couple of folks come who wouldn't normally have been able to, but the holiday helped them out there. So we've got a number of operating activities that are going to take place throughout the year. These are either at people's houses or at parks. We've got a very active POTA team, and they'll be doing a lot coming up this year. We have our weekly nets on the air. If you don't have time to talk on one of our nets on Monday night, just get on the air long enough to say hi, so we can get you on the list. Because frankly, there's some other clubs in the area that are nipping at our heels in terms of the number of people they get on their nets, and I don't like it. So I want you guys to just, even if if you're just a quick in and out, that's fine. Just, a little bit of what we're shooting for 30. I didn't really want to throw a number out there, but apparently Mike has done it. So we're shooting for 30. We average 18 to 22, somewhere in that range. So we need a few more folks to call in. And also, if you're one of the many technicians that we have in the club and you're not sure whether you can talk to anybody on your radio or not, a net is a great way to find out, because we'll let you know right away if all we're hearing is so. And it will also help you figure out how to correct that problem so that you can actually connect to our repeaters. There's also a net on Thursday nights. There's actually nets every night of the week. But the ones that I participate in are the Monday night nets, which I am the lead for. And then on Thursday nights at 8:30 local time, we have a 10-meter net, and that's on 28.444 upper sideband. And the cool thing about that net is only about half the people in the net can hear each other because the net covers all of Northern Virginia. And frankly, at night, 10 meters doesn't go very far. So I live way out in Herndon, and only about half the participants can hear me. Sadly, the important ones can't. The local web SDR is in Springfield. So that's helpful for me because I can use that to hear people that I can't hear through my radio. But anyway, you look at it, it's a great opportunity to get a little practice on HF. You can do it as a technician. The 28.444 is within the technician portion of the 10-meter band. So I would definitely encourage you to take advantage of that. And then lastly, there's going to be a number of opportunities throughout the year for us to participate in volunteer activities supporting the community, such as the Halloween parade, the upcoming turkey trot in November, and again, a number of things like that. We work very closely with the American Legion Post on a run that they sponsor and that sort of thing.